There are many ways in which you can create JavaScript objects, and today in this video I'll be discussing one of the ways, and that is using constructor functions. So let us see how you can create the objects using constructor functions in JavaScript. Let us say you want to create the user objects. So we are going to write one function. Since it is a constructor functions, as the name indicates, we have to write a function. Let us say you want to create the user object. So I'm going to create one function which will create the user objects, and here is the syntax: function user. So normally the functions start with the small case letter, but since this is a constructor function, we have to create the function with capital letter. Okay, the first letter has to be capital. Then the parameters that you want to pass to this particular function, say user will have name, so we are going to pass name, and based upon your requirement you can pass any other properties or parameters. And then here is how you can write the body of this particular function. Next thing that you want to do is you want to initialize the properties for this particular object, and you have to use this syntax: this dot name is equal to name. So basically what we are doing is we are creating one property for this object and initializing it with the name that we have passed when calling this particular function. Now to create the object from this particular function, what you have to do is use the syntax like user1 is equal to, you have to use this operator or the special keyword new, and then user, and then parameters. So let us say I want to create the user with the name Sagar. That's it. And now you can print this one, the user. That's it. Now I'm going to run this particular code. So just right click and then click on run code. If you don't see this option, that means you have not installed this extension which is called as code runner. So make sure that this code runner is installed, and then only you will be able to see this run code option. So just click run code and you will see the output here. So you can see the user object is printed. Now to add the methods to this particular object, what you can do is you can use this syntax: user.prototype dot get length is equal to function and here it is gonna return this dot name dot length. And then to use this, we can use this syntax: user1 dot get length. And I'm going to run this one. So you can see it printed the object and then the length of the name, that is 5. You can also add the methods inside this particular function like this dot, let us say you want to get the name in uppercase, is equal to function, and this is gonna return this dot name dot to uppercase. And I can call this particular method just like how we call get length. Similarly, we can call get uppercase as well. So we have created the two methods for this particular object. One is get uppercase and get length. So what's the difference between these two? Main difference is that this particular method is on the user.prototype object. Okay, and when any method is on the prototype, what happens is that whenever object is trying to invoke that particular method, prototype chain has to be accessed. So that particular method doesn't sit directly on that object, but it sits on the prototype chain. So it will follow the prototype chain, and then it finds it there, and then the method gets executed. But this get uppercase, this method is on the object directly, so it can directly invoke this particular method. So it doesn't have to follow the prototype chain. And only reason you would like to use this particular way of creating methods is to access the local private members for this particular object. So this dot name, as you can see, it can be accessed from the outside as well. So you can do like user1 dot name. As you can see, we can access it from the outside of that particular function. But if you want to hide some members, what you can do is you can do like this: let salary is equal to say 9,000. And now what happens is that you can't access this salary from outside of this user function, but you can definitely access this salary from inside this function. So you can do something like this: salary, and I'm going to call this one user1 dot get uppercase. So you can see here now the user object has got this particular members. Sagar is there, so name property is there, and get uppercase is also there. Okay, you can see that salary doesn't exist, because whenever you use this dot, it means that that particular properties will be added onto this particular object. Okay, user object. Salary is not there because we haven't used this, and we can't access from outside of this function as well, this salary variable or member, we can say. But you can see here it has printed Sagar as expected. It converted to the uppercase, and it has also printed 9,000. So basically what is happening here is that we can't access the salary directly, but we can definitely access via this particular method. That's it. If you can understand these concepts, I think that's what the constructor function is all about. If you have more questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.